Hey everyone, and welcome to the Series 1 finale of Just V Show Chat with me, Ben Corbett. We thought this would be the perfect opportunity to invite our friends Nenah and Nishat from the Vegan Society to come and talk about their trademark's 30th birthday celebration. So stay tuned for my chat with them, including an opportunity to win some prizes as part of their giveaway. But before we begin, I'd just like to, for the last time this series, draw your attention to the link in the video description. That will take you straight through to get your free tickets for our show in London this October. The team are working so hard to make it something really special, so grab yours today. And finally, before I invite Nenah and Nishat into the virtual studio, I just want to give a shout out to this week's JVS Chat champions, One Planet Pizza, who actually brought forward plans to start their frozen vegan pizza delivery service in order to reach the community during lockdown. Thanks for the nomination, Malcolm, and nice work, One Planet Pizza, our JVS Chat champions this week. So, without any further delay, I'd like to welcome to the studio Nenah and Nishat.
Hi.
Hey guys, thanks so much for coming and being on the show with us today and having a bit of a chat.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
No worries. So I guess we should start off at the beginning because we have so many different types of people at different points in their journey come to our shows and watch the shows that we do online. So if anyone doesn't really know much about the Vegan Society, could you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you guys do?
Yeah, of course. So the Vegan Society is the oldest and original vegan society. So last year we actually celebrated our 75th anniversary because the Vegan Society was formed in 1944. And our founders actually coined the term vegan, and it comes from the beginning and end of the word vegetarian. So they just shorten that. So that's where the word vegan comes from. Cool. And there's different departments within the society that do different things for our work. So we've got the campaigns team that do different activities across the year, and they do sort of things like lobbying the government to make veganism more accessible, which is obviously really important to make veganism more in the mainstream. And also we've got our communications team, and they do lots of internal and external communications, and they also work with our membership base, who are members of the public.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, lots of stuff we do.
It's interesting you saying about sort of trying to encourage veganism to become more mainstream. Is that something that you guys have noticed has become more prominent in the last few years? Like, I feel like there's been lots of stuff out there. It seems to be becoming more of a mainstream thing.
Yeah, I think so, especially within the last few years, particularly within trademark, we've had quite an influx of products registrations, which have increased quite a lot over the last few years. So yeah, we're definitely noticing that within the society itself, which is good to see.
And I guess it's good that people have easier access to vegan products, because if it's easier to be vegan, then more people will be vegan. I guess it's as simple as that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. And you can be a member of the Vegan Society, right? So what does it mean to be a member? What are the benefits of being a member?
There's quite a few different things that members get. So when you're a member of the Vegan Society, you can get quite a lot of different rewards. So you can get, I think it's about 120 discounts on different stores and products and services. So one of those being Holland and Barrett, which is quite a popular discount that members enjoy. And you also get, I think it's about 10% off our own Veg One supplement. So it's the Vegan Society's own supplement. And also there's our quarterly magazine that goes out as well. When we feature like recipes, vegan trademark products. And also the most recent edition of that, we featured an article on vegan weddings, which is really nice as well. And also we usually have an annual AGM in the summer. And that's an opportunity for members to have a say on what goes on within the society and the future of the society as a whole, which is really nice. So you can have that involvement.
Nice. So people can really feel like being part of the Vegan Society, they can sort of help to enact change themselves.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, wicked. What's the Veg One supplement? Is that a new thing that you guys are doing, or
No,
how long have you been doing that?
I think Veg One is about 15 years old, from memory.
Okay.
So yeah, our sales team work with the Veg One supplement, and that goes out to sort of wholesalers. You can also buy that as well. So we're really proud because that product's trademarked as well. So of course we're really proud that we've got our own supplement that vegans can have in their diet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say it's been formulated by our dietitian as well. So it's got all the good stuff in it.
Awesome. So I guess for people that particularly at the start of their journeys and need a little bit of guidance and need help with how to supplement their diet and stuff, you guys are probably one of the first places they should go, I would assume.
Yeah, definitely. I forgot to mention that if you'll remember as well, in terms of Veg One, we've got, as Nishat said, we actually have an in-house dietitian, Heather. So members get tips from her as well if they are a member of the Vegan Society. So that's really useful as well.
Awesome.
So we're quite proud to have that she's our own vegan dietitian, which is really good.
Cool. It's like a bit of a personal touch, I guess.
Yeah, it's nice.
Which takes me sort of like a individual within it. It sort of takes me on to the next thing I wanted to ask you guys about, because I'd like to know a little bit maybe about your journeys to becoming vegan yourselves and starting work with the Vegan Society, because I think it's quite an interesting situation, because so many people go out to do a job just because everyone needs to have a job and be part of society and earn money to live and stuff. It must be sort of different when your job also aligns yourself with an ideology or something, and that obviously fits into yours. You guys both told me you are vegan, so I'm interested to know your journey and how you guys ended up working there and what that's like.
Yeah, so I think I've been vegan for, I think it's almost 4 years now. So I say sort of around September time was when I went vegan 4 years ago. So when I started at the Vegan Society, it was a couple of years now. So I'd say I was sort of fairly new vegan. So I was sort of looking for those opportunities to enhance veganism, and like be more involved in the vegan community. I think actually one of my friends sent me a link to the job advert, just sort of chance, and I thought, oh, I'll just try and see what it's like. And so yeah, I've been here for over 2 years now, and it's great because when I started, I was within the trademark team registering the products that you see out there on the supermarkets and shops and around the world. So it was so nice to be part of that. And then now I'm the events officer. So I've gone from registering products to now seeing the products out there at shows around the world, which is really exciting.
That's cool.
So yeah, cool. Really nice.
Yeah, I think I started my vegan journey around the same time as Nenah. I started sort of reading up on it quite a bit because it was sort of starting to come up in the news and things a bit more. I read a story about a farmer called Jay Wild who saved all of his cows from slaughter, and that had a really huge impact on me. And my husband's a filmmaker, so we ended up turning that story into a short film called 73 Cows, and it ended up winning a BAFTA. And so obviously we were really involved in that for quite a while, and I was getting more and more uncomfortable with the day job that I had at the time. And I think it really pushed us both to making the move towards working within an environment and an organization that aligned with our values. And so that's how I sort of applied for a job at the Vegan Society, and it'll be a year in July since I've worked there. So
that's really interesting. So what's the film called?
73 Cows.
Okay, cool. And what was how did you come about like winning a BAFTA? What happened there? Was that something you guys sort of put yourselves forward for it, campaigned for it?
We put it online. We sort of just made it because we wanted to, and I helped my husband because I do with a lot of his films anyway. And I think it hit home for a lot of people. It really affected a lot of people online. It was doing really well. So we submitted it to Rain Dance Film Festival, and if you get into rain dance, you're eligible to apply for the BAFTAs, and it just went from there, really.
Okay, cool. And did you find that doing the film, and once the film got out there, that opened some doors into the sort of vegan community that you didn't know about before, or anything like that? Did it sort of change the way you interacted with the community?
It definitely exposed me to a lot more vegans. I didn't know that many before. It was just sort of me. It still is me and my family, and then my husband went vegan after me and during the process of the film. And so it definitely made us feel loads more connected and a bit less isolated as sort of the only vegans in our like friendship group, and or one of the only vegans in our friendship group and our families as well.
It's sort of interesting because like I speak to quite a lot of people on the show, and I often ask them why they became vegan, or what the tipping point was, and a lot of them say watching a documentary. It's the first time someone said making a documentary, which is cool and linked and interesting. But like, I would imagine that it must be really satisfying to think that perhaps other people might have started their journey as a result of watching the film that you were involved with.
Yeah, we have had a few sort of messages from people saying that it's inspired them to change and make a move towards veganism. So that's really nice to know. It's nice to just hear that people enjoyed it and connected with it emotionally, because a lot of people said that they admired the courage. So it wasn't just about sort of making that ethical change. It was just having the courage to stop doing something you'd done for years and years, and that was in, because I think farming is such a it's a sensitive thing, isn't it? Because it's a British institution, really, and it's in a lot of people's families and generations, and it's really hard to leave that behind and say you don't agree with it.
And I think like a lot of documentary, particularly in this sort of genre and on this topic, it's easy for it to become quite preachy and not about a human story. And I think what sounds really interesting about the film you've made that makes me want to see it is seeing that human story, because we all have that moment where we have sort of moral decisions to make and back and forths and stuff like that, and to be able to capture that in someone, I think is really, really interesting. So yeah, that sounds cool. Everyone should check that out by the sounds of it. So what's the thing that makes you guys most proud, and what do you like most about working at the Vegan Society?
Oh, do you know, I would say the thing that I enjoy the most is being able to say that we work for the organisation that actually created the word vegan, because a lot of the time people don't actually believe us. So I'll be at a show or something, it's a great conversation starter, and say that we created the word vegan, and people are like, wow, really? And it's just so nice to be able to say that and explain the work we do. So yeah, I definitely think that's one of the most the nicest things. And also, not a lot of people know, but the Vegan Society is still quite a small charity. I think there's sort of no more than 50 of us within the society as a whole. So it's quite a nice community of people, and it's nice to be able to work in an office environment that everyone's vegan, so you don't have to worry about somebody else in the office like not having a vegan item in the fridge or something, because I was the only vegan in my last job. So I was like, constantly thinking, oh goodness, what's to deal with this again. But it's nice. We have sort of potlucks as well quite regularly, where we get everyone in our meeting room and everyone brings in food as well, which is such a nice way to sort of all come together and sort of celebrate all the different foods. And vegan.
I bet you've discovered so many new things that you didn't know. Like, I mean, new products and new things to try. Like, so which is great for you. Is there somewhere that you're like we can go to sort of get that knowledge from you about good things to try and stuff like that? Where do people go for that?
We do a lot of blogs, especially around like Easter and Halloween or Christmas. And they're not just for vegans to kind of be up to date with what's out there. It's for families, family members and friends who might have vegans in their family or friendship group that they want to shop for. So it's really useful for that too. And just generally, even if you're not vegan, there's just some delicious vegan products out there. There's so many. I think that's one of the things that I'm most proud of working for the Vegan Society is how we're helping it to become more accessible and mainstream. I think the trademark does a good job of that, because it's kind of so much easier to shop when you have a mark like that. And with campaigns like our recent one, which is called Live Vegan for Less, and it kind of shows how you can be vegan on a budget. Because I know that there's a bit of a kind of assumption that it's an expensive lifestyle, but it's really not. I think a lot of people, a lot of vegans and vegans at the Vegan Society will tell you that
Cool.
you can eat really cheaply. Yeah.
Is there like a particular recipe or product or ingredient that you guys didn't use before you started working with the Vegan Society, where now you're like, how did I live without that? It's brilliant.
Oh, that's a tough one. Do you know, I'm quite an avid baker, so before I was vegan, I was actually vegetarian. So this sort of shift to veganism wasn't too bad, but because I did a lot of baking, I was thinking, what do I use instead? So obviously I did a lot of research online. There's so many resources out there and things like on Instagram, for example. And I came across the fact that you could use chickpea water to like make meringue. I think it's called aquafaba, which is really cool. So obviously it's pretty similar in the terms of what you do with meringue. So you just whisk it up. So that's something I'd never have come across if I didn't work here, or if I didn't research veganism in general. And a lot of people are so amazed that you can make a vegan meringue from a tin of chickpeas.
And that's like an egg. That's like an egg white replacement, right?
Yeah, it's great.
That's really cool. Really cool. What about you, Nishat? Is there something that comes to mind?
Ooh.
Oh no,
I mean,
on the spot a little bit on this one.
it's so hard because there's so many. I was like inundated when I started. We used to have it when the marketing team were in the office, same office as the trademark team. We used to have a snack table, a massive one, didn't we? So many things on there. I think the baking tips have really helped, because it can be really hard transitioning to vegan baking, but when you know how, it's a minefield, isn't it? Like, I think one of our colleagues, she uses fizzy drink as like an egg replacer, which that had my mind blown, but that's a really good tip. And I think when I discovered Vegenaise, I was like, oh wow, yeah.
Last week we had a cook along and with Danielle, and she was using agar as a it's like a gelatin replacement. I hadn't seen that before, and that looked really cool, the way she was able to make her cheesecakes with that. And she was talking about, like, it comes back again to what we were saying earlier about things becoming more mainstream, the fact that you can now get that in a supermarket. I think that's really cool. She was saying even a couple of years ago that just wasn't the case. So you guys have mentioned the trademark a couple of times, which is obviously a really important thing for us to chat about today, because it is actually the 30th anniversary of the vegan trademark. So if you want to tell us a little bit about what the trademark is, that would be brilliant.
Yeah, sure. I'll tell you. So it's the Vegan Society's vegan labeling scheme. You might have seen it on a lot of products. Nenah, do the YouTube thing.
Oh yeah, I'll show you a close up of
Nenah can show you
with the trademark on.
There.
Yeah, it looks
nice.
like
Okay.
There it is, nice and big.
So yeah, we launched that in 1990, and it's the first labeling scheme of its kind for vegan products. I've actually got the magazine where it was launched. It's probably going to be the one around.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Can you see that?
Yes. Nice.
Really pretty cover. But yeah, it was launched in 1990, so 30 years ago, and its purpose is to basically make it easier for vegans to shop, because you can just spot it at a glance, and it's kind of that reassurance that we've done the due diligence in checking the ingredients and if it's been tested on animals. and things like that. And you can learn loads more about our standards and more details about our trademark on that page that Ben's on just now. And it also helps businesses too to label their products clearly, because there's not actually a legal definition for vegan when it comes to labeling. So that can be quite, so anyone can sort of put the word vegan on it without probably really having done the detailed checks that we carry out. So yeah, it helps businesses with that. It's a bit more credibility for them, and we also help them reformulate anything that they might have submitted and it doesn't quite meet our standards. We can help them to reformulate that so that it is vegan by our standards.
Okay, that's brilliant. Really interesting. I assume, we've talked quite a lot about food, but more and more in these conversations, people seem to be bringing up stuff about vegan beauty products and stuff like that. And I assume that's the vegan trademarks used for that too.
Yeah, so we register over, I think it's 42,000 products.
Right.
And it's not just food, it's beauty, it's household. I think we even register some mattresses, drinks. We even register, I don't know if you heard of Ecotricity, so it's a vegan energy company. So yeah, I think that's the only one that's only vegan energy provider that's around in the UK.
And I guess that gives not only an opportunity for people to prove their credibility, but also for excuse me, I've got an intruder. I'm really sorry. I've managed to make it through 8 weeks of doing the show without this happening. Sufyan, this is not the time, please. Yes, cool. I guess it gives a real opportunity for consumers to have faith in what they're doing and reassurance in what they're buying if they see the trademark. I guess that's the biggest thing for someone like me who might want to go out and buy something.
Absolutely, yeah. We actually carried out a survey recently, and our label was the most trusted and the most recognised amongst the cohort of people that we surveyed. So yeah, I think it is credibility. I mean, from the society that created the word vegan and created the first labelling scheme of this kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what have you guys got sort of planned over the next few months as part of your celebrations?
So because of the pandemic, it's been mostly digital, but it's still been a lot of great fun. Sort of seeing everyone get involved and enjoy the stuff that we put out. As I said, we register thousands of products, and we wanted to celebrate all the different types. So we've kind of themed each month. We sort of in May we sort of focused on household and cleaning. Currently it's body care month, and so we've been putting out sort of as well as celebrating the different products, we are using it as an opportunity to inform people. So we've got loads of blogs, we've got an Instagram story series about what kinds of ingredients and things that we look out for in these different types of products, about testing, and yeah, there's lots of interesting stuff on our blogs, and then we have some recommendations at the end to help people out, because I know with things like cleaning products, it's not as easy to know if it's vegan or not, or what you should be looking out for as it is with food. So yeah, that's kind of out there to help people. We also obviously do competitions, which is always fun. And we're also going to be at a few events, including the Just Fee show, which Nenah will tell you a little bit more about.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so we obviously wanted to have a physical place to be able to celebrate our anniversary. So we're throwing our 30th birthday party at the Just Fee show. So there'll be birthday cake, there'll be vegan products to try. We'll also obviously be explaining and sort of educating members of the public on who we are and what we do. And then also be some goodie bags filled with products from our vegan trademark holders. I know people love a goodie bag, so that is something we like doing. And also, amazing. Yeah, And there's also some games and activities that people can get involved in, and prizes, of course, as well, because you can't be at a show without prizes. And obviously, people that want to come to the show, the best part is the fact that it's free. So you're coming along and learning all these things and trying all these products and seeing all these brands, and it's sort of at no cost to people that want to come and visit. So that's good.
Yeah, that is one of the coolest things about our shows. Like, and you know, everyone, if they want to come and celebrate with us, 30 years of the trademark and all the other things that are going to be going on, you can get your free tickets in the video description. There's a link there, so yeah, just grab one there. But the mention of competitions brings us on quite neatly to, I believe you guys have got a giveaway today, right? That you want to talk us through and announce.
Yeah, so it went live just this morning in time for this, and it's with one of our trademark holders, Corin Taylor. They've kindly given away a little self-care bundle, which we thought was really apt for this kind of time. They do really nice, all natural, organic, vegan well-being products for your body and home, and all of their products are registered with us. So they put a lot of care and thought into the products they make, so we thought that'd be a really nice one.
Cool. And you guys have launched that on your Instagram, which obviously people can find if they go to Vegan Trademark, but there is also a link in the video description once again. So if you guys want to be with a chance of winning, just click that link in the video description and go over and follow the instructions to be involved with the competition. Okay, cool. Well, I think that probably brings us round to the end, but thank you so much for coming on and chatting today, for launching a competition. I think lots of people will be logging in to find about that, and also all of the work that you guys do to make people feel more comfortable with the products they're using and buying, and just being an education for people that need it and at that stage in their journey.
Yeah, thank you. I've really enjoyed being on. It's nice to be able to talk about all the work we do. And yeah, we're looking forward to celebrating the rest of the year.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
We'll see you at the show.
See you at the show. Can't wait. Have all the balloons ready.
There you go. Oh, it's going to be so brilliant. No, thank you so much. Okay, cool. So I think that wraps things up for today, and indeed series 1 of Just V Show Chat, which I'm very pleased that Sufyan the cat finally got to make her debut on today. So thank you so much for you guys coming in, and for all the guests we've had this week and this series. It may be the end of the first series, but we're not going anywhere, and we have some exciting news about Just V Show Chat coming out in the next few weeks about what we're going to be doing going forward. So have a little look on our social channels for that. Things are going to really begin to ramp up now for Just V Show in London this October. So expect big announcements and exciting news over the coming months. With that in mind, grab your free tickets via the link in the video description. So that's it from me. Until next series, stay safe, everyone. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good weekend.